In eastern California and Mono County, there are a surprisingly high number of active volcanic systems. Here, a lengthy 40-kilometer-long chain of activity representing 3 separate volcanoes stretches from south of Mammoth Mountain to northern Mono Lake. Despite containing 2 volcanic islands and looking like a large depression in the ground, Mono Lake is not a caldera. However, Mono Lake does have a peculiar geologic oddity which is not related to volcanic activity. At numerous places around the lake, primarily above the shoreline, are a group of unusual white pillars. Many of them have strange shapes, although all of them have a similar feature: they are widest at their base. These features are up to 30 feet or 9 meters tall and are referred to as tufas. Tufas are similar to travertine as they both are primarily composed of calcium carbonate or CaCO3. However, whereas travertine typically forms from hot springs which are often volcanic in origin, tufas form in colder waters. These tufas began their formation underneath the bottom of Mono Lake when fresh water rich in calcium seeped through the lake water which happened to be rich in carbonate. For context, Mono Lake is absurdly salt-rich, having a pH of 10. This salt water is thus denser than the fresh water which intrudes into it. As a result, the fresh water begins rising to the surface through a series of bubbles. While this is occurring, the calcium and carbonate react to form calcium carbonate. When this occurs, some of the calcium carbonate, which is now called tufa, begins building a mound of white-colored rock. This mound soon surrounds the bubbling freshwater vent, slowly building a pillar of material from the ground up. As the deposition of tufa continues, it occasionally blocks the rising bubbles, which are calcium-rich, causing the rising pillar to on occasion branch off to the side and build on itself in unusual shapes. Growing at a maximum rate of only a few millimeters each year, over hundreds to thousands of years, these pillars continue growing until they reach the lake's surface. While the tufa pillars could theoretically continue to grow upwards to the level of the crest of waves within the lake, this does not occur as they are inherently unstable structures. Out of water, tufas are highly prone to erosion and partially collapsing. Now that we have established how these tufas formed, you might wonder why they are so far above the surface of Mono Lake. The answer is that these pillars did not grow above the surface of Mono Lake, but rather the lake greatly receded. This occurred over decades as the fresh water which flowed into the lake was diverted to the growing city of Los Angeles beginning in 1914. By 1990, the lake had lost more than 45 feet in depth, exposing what was previously underwater tufa towers. Luckily, an agreement was reached in 1994 which said that the lake level should be raised to 25 feet below its level in 1941. Although the lake level has increased since this agreement, it is still very far off from its target level. While its current surface level is 6,379.5 feet, its target is 6,392 feet. If you wish to visit these unusual features, do not worry as it is easy access for any vehicle. The best spot for visiting the hundreds of tufas is a short drive on Mono Lake Basin Road. You then turn onto Test Station Road towards the southern section of Mono Lake, which contains a parking lot. After parking, you take a brief hike to the beautiful tufas. Thanks for watching. If you would like to request a specific topic, please leave a comment below. Additionally, I would like to thank my new patron Adrena Carlson for supporting this channel.